Hi everybody! Last time we checked out the wonderful world of clefs, and we had a couple of different videos floating around, so I'm just going to make a short video for everybody so we can review what clefs are, how to read them, what the notes are, what they're called, all that good stuff. Some really quick announcements before we check this out. Last class, we collected the percussion composition. Make sure that I get that by the end of the week. That's really important. I also was telling Xtreme Session that I can't chase after you. Unfortunately, we don't have a set time for class, so we don't really have a check-in time besides AP Xtreme. So I can't be coming after people and asking for worksheets, asking for projects. It's on you. And a really helpful tool is Schoology. If you're not on that site yet, make sure you get on it. If you have a question about the passcode or anything like that, feel free to come to the band office. I'll help sign you up. And once you're on there, make sure that you check that at least twice a week. Really, really important. I'm going to be posting updates, new worksheets, videos, stuff like that. So make sure you check it at least twice a week. Definitely good to have more, and it's going to be good. All right, so without further ado, clefs. Welcome. So we have our basic clefs that we use pretty much every day in band. We have treble and bass. So if you check this out, I'll show you how to draw it so you can draw it. I know this is kind of backwards. Treble clef is our first one. You're going to start on the second space from the bottom. I draw a little loop like that. It's kind of like a backwards C. And come up, swirl up, go down, and make a hook. The more you practice it, the easier it'll be to make a clef, but you can check that out. That is treble clef. This means that you're playing the high sounds. We're going to base everything around middle C, just so you can see where the notes are in relation to each other. So right here, that's middle C. We use this ledger line right here because it's below the staff. And this is our middle C. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. So these are all our notes in treble clef. Again, people who play in treble clef could be trumpets, flutes, clarinets, violins, basically any instruments who play high sounds. Those are in treble. Our next one is bass. And to make a bass clef, you can put a dot right on the second space from the top, curl around, and boom, you got it, backward C. You're going to put two dots, one on the top space and one on the seconds to the top space. So middle C in bass clef is much higher on the staff because these actually intersect. So Manny was saying this last time at Xtreme, but this middle C right here, if you're reading this is bass clef and this is treble clef, this middle C is actually the same. So it's the same note. Middle C is always middle C. It's never going to change what the note sounds like or anything like that. It's the same exact note. So in bass clef, this would be our middle C. So you have a ledger line, but on the top now instead. And if we're going down, we have B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. So you can see how they intersect. This is the same exact note, and from here, these are the upper pitches, so you go higher and higher, and here are the lower ones. The reason clefs came about is because people don't like ledger lines. It makes it really frustrating to try and read way up high or way down low if you have 10 ledger lines and you're trying to read it. So they came up with these different clefs so they could represent the low sounds, the high sounds, and then we'll talk about tenor and alto clef. So this is bass clef. Again, these are your notes. We got C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. So that's bass clef. This is treble. And our next clefs, we have tenor and alto. These you're not going to see very often, but you will see it on the AP test. I guarantee it. So getting comfortable with these, just what they look like, how to write them, where the notes are in these are pretty important. So if you check this out, this first one we'll do is alto clef. So we'll look at this. This is alto. Boom, alto clef. And to write this, the way I think about it is just a big K, and it's pretty much like that. So you draw one line straight down. In alto clef, you're going to bring it right to the center line, and boom. So it's kind of like a K, like a B, whatever you want. So that middle part right there of the letter is right on the middle line. That's where middle C is. So we're moving this middle C down to the middle line instead. Instead of being out on this ledger line and going down or up, now we're moving this to the middle. So here's our middle C right here. Weird. Then from there, you can go up or down. So we have C, D, E, F, G, A, B on our ledger line, and C. So it's a little weird to wrap your mind around because we've never seen it like this before, but it's just getting yourself in a new frame of mind. So now we have C here in alto clef, D, E, F, G, A, B, and C. Instruments that would read in alto clef include viola are the main ones. They exclusively read in alto clef, so they don't really read in treble ever or bass. Their main clef is alto clef. So if you ever meet a violist, this is what they're reading. That's alto clef. The next one, the last one, is tenor clef. There's also, by the way, tons of weird clefs like soprano clef, some other ones, baritone clef, but you won't see them on the test or really in life ever. Just know that those exist. So the last one is tenor clef. And same thing, you're just drawing another B or K, whatever. And this one instead is going to have the loop, the inside part right here, on the second line down, so the first space. And it looks like this. So you go, boom. So you have your B, and this middle part, the loop inward, is on the second line now instead of the middle. So now that's where our C is. So wherever that loop moves to, that's where your C moves, and that's middle C. So this is for lower instruments, usually bassoon, if bassoon plays really high. This is where bassoon plays. Cello plays in tenor clef sometimes. So tenor is for a couple of instruments and also for tenor voices. Sometimes they sing here. So tenor voices, alto voices, bass voices, and soprano. They can all read in these clefs. And this is where their comfortable range is. So if you're ever writing for choir or thinking about choir, we'll do some of this, but not too much. Just know that this is where their voices lie. So tenor clef, boom, C. And then if we go down, we have C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. So these are your notes in tenor clef. We start on C and go down. So we have C, B, A, G, F, E, D, and C. And those are all of your notes. So we have tenor clef at the bottom. We have alto clef in the middle. And again, that would be viola. Tenor clef, cello, bassoon sometimes. And bass clef, we have all our bass instruments, tuba, trombone, euphonium, baritone, all of the low voices. And then treble clef, we have our flute, clarinet, trumpet, all the high voices. So we have treble, bass, alto, and tenor. For next week, finish the worksheet, the treble and bass worksheet. I'm working on getting just a couple of pages in alto and tenor so you can get comfortable with it. And then we will meet next week on Monday at 4 o'clock, 4 to 4:30 for AP Xtreme. Have a great day, and I'll see you soon.